We are live. We are here to talk Terminator, Dark Fate. My Arnold Schwarzenegger impression is not good.
Ooh.
That was kind of rough, huh?
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. If you guys wouldn't mind smashing that thumbs up button as you get in here, because that's going to really help kind of get this live stream going out on YouTube. I didn't get I looked on the sports channel. I don't think the notification went out for 30 minutes. The 30 minutes prior. Yeah, it didn't go out, which that kind of sucks.
For this live stream?
Yeah, for this live stream. Yeah, for this live stream.
Let me look. I did get a notification on the stream though, just now.
Okay, so the notification just went out. It's funny, man. It was showing that we had six people watching. As soon as we went live, it just dropped.
Dropped to 0.
Well, I didn't go to 0. I think it was dropping to 2, but now it's going back up again. So yeah. So next Thursday, this movie's going to be out. Now check this out, man. It's actually going to be shown in IMAX. I didn't think this movie would be in IMAX, but I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. I was expecting it just to be like an Extreme Digital or something like that, but not IMAX.
You got Rise of Skywalker tickets in IMAX, right?
IMAX 3D. Okay. I've never been to IMAX 3D movie before, so even though I don't have high expectations for Rise of Skywalker, the visual shots look really, really good. So visually, it should look really good in IMAX 3D.
I don't now. And I was trying to be really fair about that. Honestly, was I not trying to be completely objective about that movie coming out?
Yeah, I know JJ's your boy, man.
And I'm like, this, I hope this ain't true, but I was told it is true and it's not changing.
So. All right, everybody watching right now, go ahead and drop something in the chat here. We have a Geo link here. John, I think you treat this movie as is its own thing or alternate timeline. Otherwise, I don't think you will like this movie. Yeah, I've been watching some of the reviews, and just for the record here, we're going to be talking some spoilers. Now, I know people have seen it. I've listened to a review on the way home. They said if you can get through the first 5 minutes of the movie, you're either going to accept the movie or you're not going to accept it. And for a lot of people, it's bothering a lot of people. And I already think, just off the top of my head, being a huge Terminator fan, this is going to bother me after the first 5 minutes.
How do you feel about John Connor? Because that's going to be your pivot point, right?
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to figure out, like, I was thinking about this today because there was a comment on my Terminator video last night that said only Edward Furlong should play John Connor. And I said, oh, no, that's not correct.
No,
I said, you're talking about a character that was portrayed as a child, which leads you open to a lot of adult interpretation. And I think most sane people understand that Edward Furlong is probably not going to be in a movie this large anymore.
No, not unless he cleans up his life.
Well, and just from a box office standpoint, I could understand a studio deciding to go with another actor. Then came my next question. I said, this is not like Luke Skywalker being tied to Mark Hamill, or Indiana Jones tied to Harrison Ford, or Han Solo tied to Harrison Ford.
No, if you just look at the first 2 Terminator movies, there were 3 different guys playing John Connor.
Yeah.
Now, granted, John Connor as an adult, didn't have a speaking role in any of the movies. None of them. But John Connor in T2, that's the one where we really got to know John Connor, and he was Edward Furlong. But since then, we've had Nick Stahl, we've had Christian Bale, we've had Jason, what's his name?
Clark.
Jason Clarke. I mean, a lot of guys can play John Connor. Maybe you just can't get another kid to play a young John Connor, because I think that Edward Furlong is associated with that version of John Connor being a kid.
Safe to say Bale's the one that knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
You know, and that's considering Nick Stahl wasn't terrible. I mean, he was likable. He was just a different kind of John Connor. And he was a very, very young adult John Connor, like 20 or something.
Yeah.
So
Lamar Spence says, so which T-800 killed him? Yeah, so if you're on this stream, we're going full spoilers, okay? The way it works out in the beginning, this is what I've heard from people that have seen the movie in the UK. The way it's going to happen is, at the beginning of the movie, Sarah and John are in Mexico. And this movie, it starts off, I was thinking it takes place right after T2. Technically, it doesn't, because T2 takes place in 1995. But the beginning of this movie takes place in 1998. So 3 years later in Guatemala. And they're at this bar, and the Arnold T-800 comes out of the ocean. I don't know how they really pulled that off. What did he just swim in or something? I have no idea. So he comes up, waltz up to John Connor, shoots him twice, and John Connor's dead. And I've heard different things about there was actually a voice for John Connor. Other people saying it didn't happen. So I'm not too sure about that. But either way it goes, he's dead. That's the end of his story for the movie. And Sarah says something along the lines of, she repeats what she said in T2 about her Skynet sending back a Terminator in 1994 to kill her, and another one coming back to kill her son. But this one, she says something along the lines of, but I couldn't save him, and I'm Terminator, something like that. That was said. So, yeah. So John Connor killed at the beginning of the movie. And then from what I've heard, pretty much it's a rehash of T1, T2. They take the best parts of it and they just kind of go from there.
I don't have a terrible issue if they turn it into a greatest hits album after that. But it's the John Connor thing that I may get hung up on. Okay.
Yeah.
You know because what? I feel like the story has always been centered around him. Am I nuts?
Yeah. It really kind of reminds me of The Force Awakens, man. We're waiting for Luke. And he's only in it for like 30 seconds. And then he's killed off at the next movie, so it's not Luke. It's kind of like Star Wars is disrespectful to Luke, and Terminator Dark Fate is disrespectful to John Connor. All right, clear this floss construction. I see that. Go Nats. All right, you can leave.
I seem to remember me saying something about the Nats, and you said they had no shot.
I said they didn't have a shot.
Yeah, you said they were getting rolled.
Hey, let's say that's for the sports channel, man. Save it for the sports channel.
Okay.
Princess Elsa asked a question. Now, this is kind of surprising right here. Does Sarah Connor die at the end? Surprisingly, no, she doesn't. She lives. Her and Danny Ramos, they make it to the end of the movie. Now, I was thinking, all right, Linda Hamilton's coming back, probably just for one movie. They're going to kill her off, but they don't kill her off. Now, Hollywood is into these quote unquote strong female characters. Guess who gets killed off?
John Connor.
Well, no. Well, we know he does, but
yeah.
Grace gets killed off in the end.
Oh, really?
Her, Arnold, Rev 9 all get killed. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised because Grace's character is a super soldier that was enhanced. Now, basically, they're supposed to be like the front line of defense, and they're not supposed to live long anyway. So I guess I wouldn't be too surprised that she died at the end of the movie.
Now I'm hearing she's actually really good in the movie. That's
I
what I've
know. I'm
heard.
hearing that too.
She's gotten a lot of thumbs up for her
I'm
performance.
hearing that all the individual performances in the movie are good, except for Natalia Reyes as Danny Ramos, because they're saying that her character, probably not so much with her acting, the character is worthless in the movie. Like, she's supposed to be this dude, John Connor, but she doesn't really do anything in the movie. They don't let her do anything in the movie. She's just kind of there just to fill in for that John Connor role.
She's Rose Tico.
Probably better. Probably better than
Gotcha.
Rose Tico, man.
Gotcha.
Probably,
she doesn't have any real purpose. Rose Tico.
She has no purpose, but I can imagine her being worse than Rose Tico as a character.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what surprised me. The review quote of the month goes to Grace Randolph saying, leans into the camera and says, "There's too many damn women in this movie." I
was so surprised that Grace Randolph said that. Because based off of what she said about Rambo, she said that Rambo Last Blood was full of misogyny. Remember that? It was just so much toxic masculinity. Yeah. Oh, she got downvoted to hell in that video too, man. She got roasted. But now she's saying there's too many women. Now, honestly, between Terminator and Star Wars, I don't think they know their fan base. Because Terminator, to me, that's really more of a man's movie. Men are going to go see this movie. Wouldn't you agree? For the most part,
I would think so. I would think you would come closer to getting women to see Star Wars than you would Terminator. Yeah.
So my thing with Hollywood is I think they're trying to force women into a demographic that they really don't want to be a part of, you know?
Oh, I agree with that.
So think of this. Think of this. They're doing that. And like, for example, Star Wars toys, they're not selling. Why are they not selling? Women aren't into Star Wars nearly as much as men. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why the merchandise sales are so down right now is, yeah, the women are going to see the movies and they may like the character, but they're not going to buy, they might buy one Rey figure to put in their bedroom, but they're not going to buy the Millennium Falcon with Alden Ehrenreich's Han Solo in it. Okay.
Right.
They're just not going to buy that.
Just like Terminator, I'm willing to bet 70% of the audience is going to be males. But they're trying to force women into a demographic that they don't want to be a part of. Think of this. Is there any way that Disney would market one of their princess themed movies to men? No, it wouldn't happen. Why? Because men just aren't into it. Makes sense.
I don't understand what they're thinking. At some point there's going to be some kind of course correction. I've got a theory as to when, but I don't think it's going to be for 4 more years. I'm just saying, at least 4 more years.
You guys in the chat, let us know if have you seen Terminator Dark Fate. I know most of my audience is in the United States, so most likely not, but I do have people from all over the world that are subscribed to the channel. So
hey, can you click on Seth Savage?
Yes, let me find him.
Okay.
Curacados 36 says hello there. Seth Savage, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good God, yes.
Norman Reedus should play an older John Connor.
I would love that. Yeah.
You would?
Yeah. Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. Yeah. And from Boondock Saints. I mean, the great cult classic Boondock Saints.
Really?
Oh yeah. He'd be a kick-ass John Connor. He would.
I don't think I've seen any of his work before.
Yeah, look up Norman Reedus and The Walking Dead. As soon as you see him, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, okay, I've seen this guy
Okay.
all over the place.
Okay, I'll have to check him out then. I'll have to check him out. Okay, so Seth Savage said seen it in the UK. So what did you think of it, Seth Savage? Because I'm thinking, man, I think the beginning of the movie, I don't know why James Cameron approved this. Why did he approve that? Why does John Connor have to be killed off in the beginning?
Aren't you shocked that he was okay with that? Or do you think, let me ask you a question, because I know as Star Wars fans, Lucas, we want George's involvement. Do you think James Cameron has just went flat woke on us?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think James Cameron, no, he doesn't get woke.
Okay.
That's not his style. I'll call him lazy for this, because think of this, man. He's all in on Avatar. That's the only thing he's concerned about right now. Avatar. Even though Mr. H Reviews had a live stream today, and he was actually saying that James Cameron was actually working on the script of this movie. So he approved stuff. He wasn't on set, but I think after that, he was pretty much out until after they shot the movie. And then he just gave his notes on what to approve in the editing process. So James Cameron signed off on this. He can't, pull off what he did with Terminator Genesis. Oh, this movie's great and everything. And, just give his seal of approval on it. No, he's involved to some extent in this movie. His name is on the dotted line with this movie.
This is gonna end up being a black eye for him.
Yeah.
On this one, I think.
Now, you being a horror guy, you can answer this question right here. James Cameron criticized Alien 3 director for killing off main characters and does it himself. Rhodes, you're an Alien franchise guy, right?
I didn't know that either. And I'm going to tell you from my personal perspective, Alien 3 is an underrated movie, I think. Personally, I mean, David Fincher did the movie. It's a completely new and different kind of alien movie, but it hits the right notes in the movie, and it plays more like a horror film in a prison than it does sort of a sci-fi. It's nothing like Alien or Aliens. It's just it's almost like a lower budgeted, condensed alien movie, but it's claustrophobic, and at times it can be, I think, sort of scary.
Okay.
I didn't hate Ripley dying at the end of Alien 3. But we thought it was over. We just thought that was the end of the run of the franchise. It was supposed to have been at the time anyway. Let's put it that way. So
they're still kind of milking it now too, with Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Yeah, and the original creator, Ridley Scott, come back for those. Now, Prometheus, I actually liked it.
I did too. I like Prometheus.
Alien Covenant was trash. It was terrible. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I agree with that statement. James doesn't care about Terminator. He's all about Avatar. I think that is heavily accurate.
Yes. He's all in on Avatar because he knows that Terminator, no matter if you like the other three movies outside of T2, they weren't bringing home the numbers at the box office. He knows that Avatar is going to make a tremendous amount of money. That first movie made $2.8 billion. The last Terminator movie made $445 million. I guess it's just simple mathematics. And Avatar was very well received. It made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Avatar 2 is going to make, probably $1.7 billion or something. I mean, Terminator movie's not going to come close to that. It's just simple mathematics. He's going to make more money doing an Avatar movie than he would with a Terminator movie. And R-rated movies do make money. They do. You got to have the right budget. You got to have the right budget, though. But with the Terminator movie, you got to put money into it. But even so, the CGI from what we heard in this movie is not good. It doesn't even hold up to T2. And T2 came out almost 30 years ago. So,
I mean, that was the thing. When I saw the trailer, I was like, "Ooh, I don't think the effects are quite done." And then I'm seeing reviews, and they're like, "The effects do not improve." That was the effects for the movie in the first trailer.
yeah.
And I was like, we shouldn't even be questioning comparing this to what 1990, 1991.
I thought that the effects were going to get improved. And actually, some of the effects from T2, that was actually practical and not digital. Like when the T-1000 got shot in the head, that was actually a model that they used, and that looked pretty good.
You're a Terminator guy. Did Stan Winston do the effects?
Yes.
Okay.
Stan Winston did all the Terminator effects up until he died in
a few years back.
No, he worked on part of Terminator Salvation. Somewhere around there is when he died. Or maybe died before that, but his company was still working on Terminator Salvation.
I got a lot of respect for him. He's big in the horror community.
Yes.
He's the guy that directed the very underrated and first Wrong Turn movie. And he did all the practical effects for those hillbillies that were killing everybody. But that was a really underrated horror movie.
Yeah.
And made a lot of money, too, for the first one.
Yeah. Congo Red Jr. says Disney's buying tickets. So we hear they're buying tickets.
Objectively speaking, I don't believe that.
I don't know.
I don't. But what I will tell you is, I mean, are we talking Rise of Skywalker pre-sale or tickets?
Right now? That's what they were talking about. Okay.
I checked today because, I mean, I may grab my ticket after the stream is over. I'm kind of raw right now, so I might wait till in the morning. But I pulled up the pre-sales for the same theaters as the last two movies. Well, and I guess technically Solo. And for The Force Awakens, Last Jedi. What I can see just from looking is that the sales are behind The Force Awakens for sure. But the seating charts look exactly like The Last Jedi at this same time.
That is not good.
Okay.
That is not good.
Well, that's a $1.3 billion movie, though.
Yes, but also when I got my ticket, I was looking like the next day, there's a bunch of tickets still, bunch of seats. I mean, they were saying that movie was selling out in game. I mean, okay.
Now, surprisingly, though, now it may be my area I live in. I bought an initial Force Awakens ticket for 9 a.m. on Friday morning. We got to the Wednesday, the day before the Thursday release, and Debbie was like, "You have been pacing all around this house. Get on the computer and get a ticket for tomorrow night." I'm like, "We got tickets for 9 a.m. Friday." She was like, "Who cares? You're going to drive me nuts. Get on there. We're going to the 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock show on Thursday night." Well, I checked one theater, completely sold out. But the other theater still had Force Awakens tickets on the Wednesday before the Thursday release. So sometimes those pre-sales, pre-sales was supposedly big for Solo, and we see how that turned out.
Yeah. Yeah. Remy, thank you so much. John Matrixx, you're doing a great job, bud. I'm trying to do the best I can. And make sure you guys are subscribed to Road Rants. Road Rants is a regular contributor on all of these live streams.
Texas.
Make sure you guys, let me see if I can actually find your channel here. I'll put it in the link. Here, let me find it. Yeah, Rhodes is the expert on the Mandalorian stuff.
Thank God I got something to watch coming up.
Yeah, because I don't know, man. Between Terminator, Rise of Skywalker, what other movies are coming out?
The rest of this year, I can't think of anything right offhand. If you want to know the truth, Not
Yeah.
Can you think of any actual movie that's coming out besides that you want to see? Because I don't care nothing about the Jumanji 2 or whatever it is.
No, I don't. People were saying that Jumanji 2 probably can be Rise of Skywalker, but I don't know because I don't really care about that. I like the first Jumanji movie with Robin Williams. That's the only one that I saw.
I tried to watch this new one about 2 weeks ago, and I made it like 25 minutes into it, and I said, I'm out.
Oh, really?
I like Dwayne Johnson. You don't, but I do.
I do, but I
And
just
I'm
think
like,
I think his movies are overrated.
I'm like, the heck with it. I can't get through this.
But think of it. What great movies has he really put out?
I don't know that he's put out any great ones. I just say he's got some really enjoyable ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I like San Andreas.
He's got good popcorn flicks.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just they are what they are, you know. I mean, a couple of them Fast and the Furious movies are real good.
I haven't seen any of the Fast and Furious movies. I just can't get into them.
Oh man, we loved them up here because we grew up street racing around here. So, you know, we really got into those Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You live in rural Texas, street racing on Friday night is what you do.
Right. I got you. Not out here where I live at. Not so much, man.
Not there. No, too much traffic.
Yeah. Now, what's the possibility, do you think, that they would actually make this into a trilogy? Because they were saying if this movie does good, they would actually make a trilogy. Now, I've been listening to some channels, and people were saying that, yeah, pretty much it can set up another couple of movies. Some of the guys on Collider said they liked the movie a lot, but they said if they ended it right here, they'd be perfectly okay with it.
On a say a percentage scale, I give it a 12% chance.
I think for them to actually make a sequel, greenlight it, because this movie probably costs, I'm thinking $150 million to make. I'm thinking 150. So double that with marketing, $300 million. I'm thinking probably just to break even. But to justify, I think, a sequel based on how all these Terminator movies are going, I think this movie is going to have to make probably $700 million for them to make another movie.
Yeah, if with marketing and everything, if it's 300 million, they're looking at 550 to break even.
Yeah.
With after you take the theater cost out of it.
Yeah. I didn't even mention that. I'm sorry, I forgot about that part.
And so surely I don't see this movie making 700 million. I don't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant to say it's 300 million production and marketing, and then you have all these other costs. Yeah, it's going to cost around 500 million to make a profit.
Now, let's be fair. It can theoretically
overseas is going to make money.
And over, say, 10 years, it can probably make 200 million, 300 million on digital, home, release, all of that. I mean, that's something sometimes when we...
Yeah, but
even Solo will make money eventually, which is scary, but
it's been almost 2 years for Solo now. But to tell you the truth, Terminator Genesis, for example, that movie made 445 million. But the thing is, it made 82 million domestically. That was really bad. It made all its money overseas. So I think this movie is going to make a pretty good amount of money overseas. The problem is, how much is it going to make here in the United States? I would say a success for this movie in the United States, it should be making 200 million. 200 million and making like another 500 million overseas. So 700 million. I think this movie would be a success. But I don't know if it's going to get 200 million here.
I just don't think so. I mean, you're talking about needing what, probably a $90 million start to get to 200.
Yeah, and the projections are what?
Didn't you say 45?
like 40 million or something, 35, 40 million.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
That's the projections.
Oh,
You know, Congo Red says 70 million tops domestically, I guess.
I assume open. I mean, I assume it'll. I would think this movie will make 100 million domestically altogether, right? Linda Hamilton coming back. I mean,
you would think that it would.
Yeah.
But remember, Genesis had Arnold coming back for the first time since T3. It made 82.
In fairness, what did you think about the trailers for that movie? Because I even saw the trailers and like, this looks like it could suck.
Genesis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like them.
Yeah.
I didn't like them. But I guess the advantage you have with this one is you do have the James Cameron name attached to it, and you do have Linda Hamilton attached to it. 82 million. Man, everybody's actually saying, I'm talking about even people that are not in the media. They're saying this movie isn't bad. It's not Genesis bad whatsoever. So it's possible. No, I'm going to say it now. This movie's going to make over 100 million domestically. I think it will.
I agree with that.
I think it will.
Yeah.
Because Genesis was just so bad. It had no rewatchability whatsoever. So, we got a $2 super chat from Christy. Thank you so much. I did not like this movie.
What's up, Texas?
Thank you. Christy's from Texas?
I'm not even going to ask how she already seen this, but I'm willing to bet I know if she's already seen it.
I think I know too. I think I know too, but no matter what,
has got a good question.
I'm not going to criticize you, but thank you so much for the super chat. Now I think you would probably like this one. Quentin Tarantino should do a Terminator movie.
Agreed.
Now I can actually see that being a good collaboration with James Cameron, because if you like From Dusk Till Dawn, if you like that kind of feel, but the thing is, though, Quentin Tarantino has a certain kind of feel to his movies, but I can see that collaboration working with James Cameron.
Well, here's what you do. You have Tarantino write it and have Robert Rodriguez direct it, because they're go hand in hand together. Right. They're homeboys together. And then I personally think Predator was it Predator or Predators? The one with Adrian Brody, I thought was highly underrated.
Predators with the S.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a good Predator movie, man.
I agree. That
it's kind of like the Terminator Salvation of Predator movies.
Nobody likes it, and I'm like, did you even watch the movie? This was a good Predator movie.
I remember when that movie came out, theater was packed for that movie.
It was sold out when I went and saw it too.
That was the best Predator movie since Predator 1 to me. And it kind of got back to good old fashioned kind of horror too.
I like Predator 2, but
I mean, I don't hate Predator 2, but I like that feel of Predators.
It felt more like the original. I'll tell you that. And the soundtrack and the score, I thought, and it had a good cast, a really good underrated cast in that Predators movie.
Now, Kevin Miller, unfortunately, man, you're wrong. 40 million tops. You're talking about domestically, that's not going to happen.
He means opening, I think.
I think you mean opening. Okay. Which is with the projections. So.
Can I scroll up on this?
What are you looking for?
Princess Elsa said, will Rise of Skywalker make more than Captain Marvel or Lion King?
Where's the question? Let me highlight.
It's further up. It's actually off the screen. I had to go up and get it.
She also asked, are they making Tron 3? Who knows?
Rise of Skywalker will make more than Captain Marvel, but less than The Lion King.
Oh, no. Hold on, man. Your projection changed. That's no winner. Captain Marvel made, what, 1.1 billion?
Yeah.
You changed your prediction, man. You said
I'm going to stick to 850 for the sake of our bet.
I said 900. So,
but do I think that it's going to probably do 1.3, 1.4. Yeah, I kind of do after I don't know. We're in sort of an insulated response to this thing,
Yeah.
but there is a lot of positivity on the movie in other
Yeah.
sectors of YouTube.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I don't know what to think. Do
Yeah.
I think it's going to beat Captain Marvel? Yeah. It has no shot at the Lion King.
Yeah. Then we both gonna lose then. um, I'll tell you this, man. The most important part for a movie is week 2. So with Terminator Dark Fate, this is a risky move with them killing off John Connor in the beginning. Let's say it has a good first week, a la Last Jedi. Has a good first week. When people find out that John Connor is killed in the beginning of the movie, that may hurt week 2 a lot. Because everybody loves Terminator is saying the same thing. Why did they have to kill off John Connor?
Well, and then you hurt your rewatch factor with the hardcore fans, which is the thing the Last Jedi ran into, right?
Last Jedi dropped off 70% from week 1 to week 2, just for the record.
Yeah, it was first Star Wars movie I never went and saw more than once.
Yeah, a good drop off is around 50%. But 70, no, was it 70 or 75%? I don't remember.
If you can stay under, say, 62, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You get over 62, then you're could be a stinker.
Yeah. All right, guys, we got 34 people watching right now. Could you do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button? We only have 16 thumbs up. I know we can do better than that. Let's get up to 30 thumbs up on this video. The more thumbs up we get, the more people will come in and watch the live stream here. Really appreciate it. Where are we at? Now, Jeff Link said Predator 2 had a good score. I don't remember the musical score.
He's right. It did. Yeah.
I don't remember the musical score in that movie. I mean, it's not my go-to Predator movie. I mean, Predator 1 is still my go-to movie for Predator. So
there's a boxed edition to the movie out there that's real good. I've got on DVD.
I didn't know that.
Dutch and Ripley crossover, Alien versus Predator. Dutch almost made the last Predator movie, and Arnold was like, ugh.
No, he was about to be in Predators at the end. And I'm glad that he didn't, because they were going to give him this cameo or something, said some like, congratulations, you survived to the end of the hunt or something like that. I'm like, nah, that wouldn't have worked. That wouldn't have worked at all.
Which movie now?
The one with Adrian Brody, Predators.
Okay, well, he was almost in the one with Shane Black.
Thank God he wasn't in that movie. Yeah. That movie was awful, man. I mean, that movie, I can't imagine Terminator Dark Fate being that bad. That was the Last Jedi of Predator movies. I mean, it was trash.
If a franchise is around long enough, it will have one. It will have a Last Jedi.
I mean, even the way they were dropping F-bombs, it just seemed like it didn't make any sense. Why are they dropping F-bombs? It just felt out of place. And if you guys want to hear a real spoiler, watch my new Star Wars video I have up now. Whew. God. I gave you a shout out in that video too.
Oh,
I know you probably didn't get a chance to watch it because I put it up right before.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I put it up right before we went live. So, oh God, help us.
It's bad. Yeah.
And I think Seth, you already mentioned this. Should make a Terminator movie, Future War, with Norman Reedus. How about one with Christian Bale?
Freaking right! Anybody? Can I get a sequel to Salvation?
Yeah, I guess my only complaint about Salvation is it wasn't an R-rated movie. Can you imagine Terminator Salvation with an R rating?
I was wondering about this the other day, though. Could you tell it wasn't R-rated? because I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like,
It did
"Oh, I know
definitely
it never even crossed."
when
And
you
in
watch
fact, I
Terminator
didn't realize
1,
it until somebody said something the other day, and I was like, "That was PG-13."
but not all R-rated movies are created the same though.
Yeah,
Like Terminator 1, definitely an R-rated movie. I believe this new Terminator Dark Fate is really R-rated because they're about to show nudity with the Terminators when they, time travel back. So it just kind of depends. Deadpool had an R rating, but there's different levels to R rating. Like Deadpool could have easily been what, PG-13 probably.
no, not the first one. No, it's all kinds of vulgar.
Yeah, but
Deadpool is.
you can get away with a lot of vulgarity in PG-13.
There was so much. I think the problem they had was there was a lot of like sexual innuendo in there that I don't know that they could have let slide on PG-13. You know,
You think so?
Deadpool was pretty. Go back and watch it. I watched it a while back, uncut, and I was like, I mean the original cut, and I was like, good God, this is kind of vulgar.
Yeah, and honestly, to tell you the truth, I wasn't the biggest. I mean, Deadpool was good,
That
but
first one was fun.
I much rather watch Logan. Logan was a better R-rated comic book movie.
Completely different feel to the movie too. Yeah,
yeah. It was a different kind of feel, but it's definitely something I can get down with more than Deadpool. I only saw Deadpool once, and I'm not saying it was a bad movie. Deadpool to me is a ripoff of Deathstroke. Don't you agree?
pretty much. I mean, Deathstroke didn't have a whole lot of comedy like Deadpool.
No.
He was more of a. They called him Deathstroke, the Terminator, is what he was called.
Mm.
So yeah, he didn't have a big sense of humor like Deadpool.
Yeah.
But Deadpool had that regeneration thing going for him. So I'd still like to see him and Wolverine fight it out.
Yeah.
Again.
Colin Tets 800. Thank you for commenting here. I like the darkness feel from Arnold and T1. Yeah, I do too. I mean, I think I would actually like to see a Terminator movie that had that T1 horror movie feel.
That's what I was going to say. Is it's closer to a horror movie than anything.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Let me get my dog out of here. Hold on.
Let's see. James Mangold. Yeah, one of my favorite directors, by the way. 310 to Yuma, I believe, is what he did. I don't watch. Congo says I don't watch superhero movies, just not my thing. Jeff Link says they made Deadpool PG-13 that went back to the theater. Yeah, I think that was the one with Fred Savage in the commercial, if I remember right. T1, I think, was the best of the series. T2 was good, but very action oriented. They're really two different kinds of Terminator movies, if you ask me. One's an action movie. The other one's kind of a borderline horror movie. You're muted, buddy.
I was just talking to myself, man. Yeah, T1 is definitely kind of a horror movie. I mean, when he like takes his eyeball out, that was kind of creepy. But then after that, T2, they made the Terminator a little bit more committed to T800, which I was fine with because, T800 was still the T800.
Right.
And you had a T1000 that was that more serious Terminator. And I heard that Arnold in Dark Fate, he's actually kind of funny too. And they say it works. Probably that T2 kind of comedy to it.
I will say this. I think Arnold could be great in this movie. I do.
Yeah, everybody said he's great.
I got a feeling he's great. Yeah.
But here's the bad thing, man. I was listening to a review. Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't show up until 1 hour into the movie.
Man, I'm kind of
That's a long time, man.
to get this watch on digital feeling if we keep going like this.
Yeah, because we know that at the beginning, that's not Arnold Schwarzenegger portraying the T-800. It's just his likeness. But Arnold doesn't show up until an hour into the movie. And they're trying to make it seem like, I kind of agree with something, though. They say Terminator is about Linda Hamilton's Sarah Connor story. Yeah, T1, it is the voiceover from her. T2 is a voiceover from her. Yeah, but John Connor is so important. I mean, they told us he was mankind's hope. Without him, we lose the war. So they kill John Connor, but yet that T-800, they say it's from a timeline that didn't exist anymore because they stopped Skynet. Right. So how in the world did he come to 1998, 3 years later, and kill him? It doesn't make any sense. If there's no Skynet, there should be no T-800 because that T-800 is a Cyberdyne Systems Model 101. It doesn't make sense.
I was thinking about that. Unless you think the Terminator had some kind of a, I don't know, a timing? Like, in other words, it received its orders back in, before Skynet's destruction and had some kind of activation order built into its.
Maybe they sent him back right at the same time the T-800 was going into the steel, but they sent him to 1998 instead of 1995.
Yeah. And it's just been laying in wait. In other words, it had plans to get it. I
would have liked this. I would have liked it if it was explained like this. The Terminator, when the T-1000 was sent back in time, they sent back another T-800 as a fallback plan. And his orders are only to kill John Connor if the T-1000 fails. That would have worked out better. But apparently that didn't happen. This T-1000, this T-800 shows up 3 years later. And I'm assuming that maybe, I don't know if it happens like this. Maybe the T-800 shows up in the ocean. That's why he's dropped off at butt naked. And maybe he gets a gun.
I was going to ask you, how did he get the gun if he showed up in the
I don't know. I don't know. You got me on that one.
Maybe maybe his portal opened up on a boat and the guy had a gun. And then he killed the guy, took the gun, swam up the shore. That's a bunch of shoddy ass writing is what that is.
Yeah. I mean, because
coincidence, isn't it?
all this John Connor stuff takes place in the first 5 minutes. So maybe they do like a quick thing where they just show Arnold's T-800 come back naked, and then it just flips to the next scene where he already has a gun. He just walks up and kills John Connor.
So that's on. Are we going to find out before too long there's going to be like a multiverse like DC involving Terminator?
I mean, it could be a multiverse. It could be what?
That's the problem with time travel is it gets so messy,
Yeah, you got to be careful with time travel. I mean, people love the Avengers Endgame, but there are people that are critical of the time travel aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about it, man. So, Clear Frost Construction, he comes out of the ocean like a Star Destroyer. A la Force Awakens. I mean, no, I'm sorry, Rise of Skywalker, where you saw the Star Destroyers coming out of the ice. I don't know how I feel about that. So, oh wait, hold on. We got another one here. Terminator Dark. I like the name right there. John Matrixx. I've seen the movie. D.H. Arnie doesn't come up from the ocean. He just suddenly appears and shoots. Okay. Now I heard that he came out of the ocean. So maybe there's just some little little differences, but no matter what, he comes up and he kills John. Now that would be weird if he just shows up out of the ocean. Why would he just show up out of the ocean and kill him? That would
been
be
weird.
That wouldn't. Yeah, it would.
Weird. It's weird enough. He walks up 3 freaking years later.
Yeah.
You know, why in the hell did you wait 3 years? By the way, I hope that's explained.
Yeah. I mean, they could have just, once that T-800 falls into the steel, Sarah and John are just standing there looking at each other crying. What if a Terminator could have just came right up there, popped 2 into him, and he fell into the steel?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But apparently, Sarah Connor doesn't do anything. That she doesn't even try to kill that Terminator that kills John Connor. And that's one of the things Linda Hamilton said she went home and cried about in an article. So
I can imagine, because they just made 2 movies about trying to save John Connor, and they pissed it all away in the first 5 minutes of the first movie she comes back to.
Yeah, man, they're not going to, I believe anyway, I don't think they're going to stop making these movies. They're not.
I've got to thinking about Carl in the family aspect. That's all about, in my opinion, that's going to be all about execution on screen. If they figure out a way to execute that on screen in a way it makes sense, I'll buy it. But if they can't, and it seems weird, then I won't buy it and I'll hate it. So I don't know. I don't think it could be a movie killer for me. Okay. Of all the crappy leaks, I can probably overlook that one.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see. It's execution.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of tough. All right. All right. Thanks, guys. We're up to 31 thumbs up. We really do appreciate that. And we're actually going to be wrapping this up here in about 8 minutes, because we were going for about an hour, because Rose has to get off of here. So we're going to have to end this. So we got to kind of wrap this up. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you put it in the chat so we can kind of address the chat. Now, Seth says the Carl story is just ridiculous. Now, yeah, we haven't even talked about that. How he just kills John Connor, then all of a sudden he just becomes a good guy. He has a family. He's married. Doesn't make any sense.
I said it's all about execution. And if he messed around and got married 2 years after killing John Connor, I'm going to have an issue with that. I feel like he needs a hell of a lot of evolving as a human before he can get to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I heard about this. The entire opening John Connor scene leaked on YouTube. I heard there was a video of it, of John Connor getting killed.
Wow.
Now, I'm thinking that it ain't there anymore. YouTube probably took that down quick, is what I would think. Yeah, he does have a dog also, Colin. You're right. We saw that.
Shit, I can buy him having a dog more than I can a family and a kid.
Yeah. Oh, man. Maybe this other person here, too. Who would make a better John Connor, Norman Reedus or John Bernthal?
Shane from The Walking Dead, and also Netflix The Punisher. He's the Punisher on the Netflix series.
Okay.
Not a bad John Connor, either one. I mean, I could buy either one as John Connor. I could. Absolutely. John Burt. Yeah. I might no, I'm a Norman Reedus old school guy. So I like Shane better on The Walking Dead, but acting wise, Norman Reedus because of Boondock Saints. So there we go.
Okay.
Have you not seen Boondock Saints? The way you just kind of brush that off. Every one of my friends, that's like one of our old school. I bet you can say something about Boondock Saints in the chat. And I bet among our age group, that's like It's Taco Cat. Yeah.
Yeah. Joshua Tika, what's up, John Matrixx? It's Taco Cat. Yeah, a bit supportive of the channel. Really do appreciate you supporting the channel. Always here, watching my videos, on live streams. Really do appreciate it. So, all right, guys. Well, I think we're just about to wrap this up now. This was a lot of fun. More Terminator videos are coming out from me. I'm not gonna stop. The movie's gonna be coming out next week and maybe on video in the week after that. But yeah. Nah, it won't. It'll be in the movie theater for a good 6 weeks, I think. And that'll pretty much be its run. I was surprised though that they put it out in the UK a week before the United States. You would think that it would come out in the United States first.
I would think they'd be concerned about bootleggers.
Yeah.
Fatal J's probably already seen this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Fatal J has probably saw it.
He don't even try to he don't even try to hide it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Funny. That's funny.
Yeah,
Almighty Coup, Road Squadron.
Let's see here. I just linked you to leak seen on Twitter. Oh, you did?
Cool.
I will check it out.
Do not share it on this live stream.
No, I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to share it on live stream.
That's a good way to lose your live stream privileges for 90 days.
Yeah. Hey, we'll check it out when we get off stream here in a minute. But I got it right here. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you for coming out. Make sure you subscribe to Road Rants, and more Terminator videos are coming out. So we'll catch you next time. Okay. Be safe.
Peace. We're out.